Hi, sweet tooths. Look at the smile I've got. And it's because I love apple pie, but if you make it like this, thick and super juicy, it's just amazing. Start by placing 3 large eggs, size L, in a big bowl. Here you can give it an extra touch with a bit of salt, which always enhances the flavors, even in desserts. Add your preferred sweetener, Joey, or directly use sugar, 3/4 of a cup or 150 grams, and we're going to beat this until it becomes nice and frothy. So let's get to it. Once you have it, add a bit of vanilla. A splash will be enough. We're also going to add yogurt, plain unsweetened yogurt. You can use either plain or Greek yogurt, but make sure it's not sweetened or flavored. Also, add 1/3 of a cup of oil and mix everything again until you have a uniform texture. So let's beat it well with the whisk. And that's it. Look how quickly this is coming together. Now we add the dry ingredients, starting with the flour. 2 cups in, about 250 grams. I'm using regular wheat flour, the kind we've always used. I also add a good spoonful of baking powder and 1/2 spoon of ground cinnamon. But you can add more if you're a big fan. We're going to mix all of this together at first with gentle movements until these dry ingredients are combined. Then it'll get creamy and you won't have any lumps left. Just whisk it well. Finally, apple to give it some charm, to give it flavor, and to make it juicy. As you can see, I grated it directly and used 2 big apples. We mix it one last time, and the creamy mixture is ready. So we move on to a mold, in this case 23 centimeters in diameter. And we fill it with this wonderful mixture. And we would already have an amazing cake. If you want to give it the final touch, take another apple and cut it into very, very thin slices. Because that way, you can make the typical decoration on top. Simply by placing one slice over another, one slice over another, starting with the outer part. And that way, you fill the space until you make a kind of spiral. Because now, we go inside, 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 inside. Once it's ready, we have the oven preheated to 170 degrees Celsius, which is about 340 Fahrenheit, with heat from both the toppy and bottom. Once it's golden brown, you take it out. In my case, it took 55 minutes. I recommend that as soon as you take it out, you cover it with kitchen paper or paper towels. That will help the temperature drop evenly and prevent the buns or holes from getting deformed. Look how good it looks, right after taking it out of the mold. You can add the shine or not, as you prefer. The classic way is to do it with jam. But look, if you heat up some honey, it gives it a great touch. And look how beautiful it turns out. Honestly, I actually like it even more. An incredible cake. And you still haven't seen the most important part, which is the inside. And the inside of this cake is amazing. Moist, moist, and super delicious. So let's make a cut. Wait, let me hold it here. And when you cut the apples on top, the sponge cake underneath, wow, it looks like a real cloud. We take it out and look. What a wonder. Everything perfectly combined and super, super moist. Look, 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 look. What a shiny fantasy. Deliciously golden. And best of all, ultra moist. So much so that, believe it or not, you don't even need a knife or fork for this. You can just portion it out with a spoon. And a little piece, and another one, and always, 5 stars. I love all cakes that have apple in them. Well, that's not true. Not just cakes with apple, desserts, creams too. Well, it's just that apple is so versatile. Are you sure you have a favorite apple recipe? Tell me down here in the comments. Which one is it? And where are you watching the video from? To travel the world among delicious things.